Foremost, I want to say thank y'all. Y'all definitely showed up and showed out. You understand me? For my Earth Day, just the love, just the light, just the support. I appreciate you. Now listen also, right? You know I gotta get these love yous out. If nobody told you as of yet today, I love you. If nobody told you as of yet today, I am proud of you. You're going to continue to do anything that you put your mind to. You understand me? Now, also, I do got to give you that brief disclaimer. I only want you to take what resonates and leave the rest behind, all right? I don't want you trying to force certain scenarios for you. You understand me? You'll get your confirmation either through me or other people. Lastly, this about the time you probably want to hit that volume because y'all already know I'm loud and I'm only going to get louder. You understand? So look, we got a discussion to talk about, right? And this is pertaining to individuals doing deals with the devil. Now, let's first say this. When you hear the expression deal with the devils, a lot comes to mind, right? First, we think about certain individuals who are in certain contracts doing deals with the devil. You think about certain people playing in black magic, certain people showing manipulating minds. Certain things come to mind when you think about doing deals with the devil, right? Now, what if I told you that it's all about perspective because certain individuals don't even realize that they currently doing deals with the devil too? We going to talk about it. Stay with me, right? So, what if I told you, right? So when we think of, let's go through this, a record label, right? You sign a contract. In that contract, it talks about giving your rights to your name in the entire universe. You understand? So therefore, what that means is any abundance and any manifestations, any positive things that can come to you just based upon being you, that those record labels have access to it before you, right? So again, they did deals with the devil. And you think about that contract. What do you think about with that contract? Initially, you think about those people putting their morals to the side for monetary gain, right? Now let's listen. There's certain individuals that currently it could be you or even people that you connected to that's doing deals with the devil too. Now you may not have the same intentions, but that doesn't mean that you're not doing the shit. See, there's certain jobs right now that you are working at that does not bring your peace, but it brings some profit, right? When you get there, your body just feels funny. You mad, you sad. Certain people that you have to work with too, you know that these aren't people that you're supposed to be divinely aligned with. But you stay there. You stay silent. You don't speak up. Why? Because you say you got bills to pay. So that means, what are you doing in a sense? You signed that agreement to that job, but you putting profit over your peace. You know different than those people that are doing different deals. You understand me? It's just a different way that you doing it. See, God provided you two options when he presented certain opportunities. See, he gave you a job that may be more in tune with your purpose, but that profit may be slower. Or he gave you a job that, again, that sign-on may have been significantly bigger or may have had more benefits, but again, it made you have to give up your peace. So you did a deal with the devil, right? Now, individuals are going to say, well, you know how certain shit going to get paid. See, you have to trust in your ability as well as you got to give faith. See, if a place or position compromises your peace, that's not where you're supposed to be placed in. So that means you need to truly find you and see what's aligned for you so that you can be who you're supposed to be. You're not going to feel a certain type of way. Again, it could be the same job title, but it's at a different location. You're going to have to make that move. Now let's talk about some other deals with some devils that a few people doing too. See, when you think about certain individuals, you understand, making sacrifices, what do you think? You think of them sipping on some shit, whether or not that's blood, again, them doing certain magic. When you think about somebody sacrificing somebody, what are they trying to do? They're trying to have some type of power over a person. They try to, again, change certain outcomes for certain people. They try to sacrifice them in a sense. Now, what if I told you that in a sense you didn't sacrifice people too, and not the way that you think that you did? See, we not talking about you sacrificing, spending shit to save, because that's what you're supposed to do. We not talking about you sacrificing that relationship because God told your ass you needed to make that move. I'm talking about some of you that sacrifice certain individuals who was truly here for you, for an individual that persuaded you that they were. You didn't sacrifice somebody who may have looked good, but what over somebody who was actually good. You may have stayed in certain relationships because it provided some sense of stability to you when there was a person that would have spoke life, love, light, and abundance to you, would have gave you everything that they had, but you would have had to make moves with them too. See, you've been sacrificing the wrong shit too. See, you done sacrificed the you chosen ones as well. See, you didn't allow your parents to tell you what you should do, what was good for you, certain people that you should stay connected to. You didn't sacrifice your happiness to appease other people. So therefore, in a sense, you sacrificed the chosen one too. So there's karma for that. See, when you think of certain connections that you in, right? Certain people get it so misconstrued. See, they talking about, oh, people trying to push us apart, but whole time that's God trying to give you that push too. See, we gonna talk about it, chosen ones. When you settle for some so-so shit, when you settle for somebody who already showed you certain red flags, but again, you thought that you could mold them. You sat there and tried to build and help them when they was hurting other people as well as hurting you too. See, you done sacrificed the wrong person, and a lot of times you fucked up when you started to try to sacrifice you. See, you put everybody else on that pedestal, but you ain't do the same to you. You ain't speak like love, light, and abundance into you. You allow people to project certain things towards you, so that's how you treated you too. See, chosen ones, you get karma for carrying you incorrectly as well. Because again, if you chosen one, that means anybody who works against you, God's going to get their ass hell. See, certain contracts that you was signing, you ain't realizing that you was doing certain deals with the devil too. Again, your intentions wasn't the same, but that doesn't mean that those outcomes and results wasn't the same too. See, why you think when you in a relationship initially you see certain red flags, and for some reason people feel like if you get a certain title, you get a certain commitment, oh, they marry you, certain things is going to happen good towards you. And then what happens? Certain people say this often. They was good until we got married, and then all of a sudden they changed. They was good until we started claiming this title, then things started to get arranged. See, why you think that happens, chosen ones? Because when you made that commitment, you did a deal with the devil. See, if that person wasn't who truly God aligned for you, that means that was somebody that the devil dressed up to present to you. You made the wrong selection. So when you made that commitment, when you signed that contract, in a sense, you started to see some shit. You started to go through things, but the empathy, you thought that this was what God wanted for you. You made excuses on why you was going through the things that you was going through with these people, and y'all put blame everywhere else except for you. You signed up for that person. You understand me? You thinking that again, they was going to change. Whole time they showed you initially what they was going to do. But again, the empathy in you, the healer in you, the helper in you thought that you could mold those people into what was going to benefit you, so you know different than them. You understand me? I want you to realize that. So why you think when they say, oh, soon as I got married or soon as I had a baby, that's in a sense you signing a commitment with that person. So if you are not attracting and going to who God divinely aligned for you, that means that you are pursuing the representative of the devil. So you chose somebody who told you that they could do all of these things for you. You thought was going to provide stability for you when you could stand on your own. You thought that they was going to protect you when you've been a warrior your whole life. You thought that they could do this. You thought that they could do that. Whole time you could do that shit yourself. You was settling. So if you, again, rush into some shit that God didn't send, You did a deal with the devil. So you committed, which is a contract in one way, shape, or form, whether you signed it or not. Because everybody can look at certain Judge Judy shit, and what do they say? A verbal contract is a contract too. So as soon as you claim these other people, you claiming certain karma and consequences that come with them too. Be careful of who you claiming, chosen ones. You understand me? Certain individuals is not right. You meeting the devil's representatives. But again, they dressed and they going to come as everything that you want them to be. See, let's talk, right? Let's talk. I want you to realize something, right? Anything and almost anything, you have to realize it's almost like a deal. So you have to make sure that you are committing to the correct shit, and you're going to know based upon how you feel, right? Intuitively, using your discernment. You understand me? So let's talk, right? If you're not listening to God, right? Who that mean you listening to? Who you listening to? If you not listening to God, who you listening to then, right? So you have to be able to distinguish the two, right? So the devil is going to, again, I always say this, right? And you can look at my previous lectures too if you want to know what we referencing, right? But I always say this, you got to look at life, right? They say life is a game. It's how you play it, right? So when you look at chess, I always see this. You see a dark side and you see a light side, right? So the object of the game is for the one side to have more pieces remain, right? So when you see that light and when you see that dark, let's talk about one is God and one is the devil, right? One is the higher, one is the lower levels, right? So there's certain people that are going to try to persuade you to put them in certain positions. They're going to try to get you to have them start here so that they can end there. They're going to try to have you again, put them in certain positions over other people. Whole time you got to be cautious of who you put in those people and whose positions you place in them in. And when I say that, because again, the devil's going to come dressed as everything that you asking for. See, the devil hears you pleading to God, saying things that you want. The devil can hear you calling out when you praying while he's praying on you. So he sees what you want. He sees what you're looking for too. That's why you have to be able to connect to God intuitively and internally, because the devil can't see through you. See, when you calling out, when you saying certain things, God, I want my partner to be like this. God, I want that. The devil can hear you say them same things, right? So the devil's going to come dressed as everything that you asking for. He going to have one of his people come dressed in, again, knock at your door. So when they come, you're going to think that it's everything that you've been asking for. Whole time you have to see through that shit that they show you on an internal level. Because one thing the devil can't switch up, one thing the devil can't fake is feelings, because the devil don't feel shit. So again, certain individuals that you pleading and you crying and you talking about what you went through, when they do the same thing to you, they didn't feel where you was coming from because they can't feel shit. That's the devil. That's his minions. You're going to have to make sure you able again to see through that shit that they showing you. See, certain people are going to try to tell you that you can only get to where you need to go to with them. See, the whole time that personal GPS, that map was within you. Those answers always lie within you. They just wanted you to scramble that shit up. They just wanted you to quit, because they knew that the more you concentrated at certain pieces that God provided you, you would start to see a pick. See, certain individuals wanted you to walk away, because if you truly took your time, you were starting to see certain shit come to play. See, you're going to have to be patient with this, chosen ones. Do not rush your process, because something that's guaranteed for you is going to be there for you no matter when you get to it. You understand me? And you're going to have to realize that you lifetimes ahead of these people, and they on their last lifetime with you. You're going to have to realize, listen, chosen ones, I can tell you that paying, in a sense, for certain promotion could be you doing a deal with the devil too. Now hear me out. See, You may feel like you got to pay other people to put you on, right? So what does that say about you? One, you don't have confidence that you're going to truly align with your true soul tribe and your crew, right? So one, you putting more faith in another person than you are in God, and God already told you the path that you're supposed to be on. So therefore, you think that He's not going to put you on too? You think He just going to leave you here and then all of a sudden leave you? Nah, He going to lead you here, then He going to leave you. Nah, He going to put you on that pedestal. You understand me? So you ain't got to pay nobody for no promotion, because that shit ain't authentically you. See, God's going to make sure that you truly align with your true divine crew. See, if you paying for promotion, you paying to be promoted to people who truly are not for you. So with that being said, again, you're not trusting the process. You trying to get somebody to rush your shit. You better chill out, because those funds that you providing those people to promote you, it's something that God already is going to do. So therefore, be patient in that shit. You could be using that money for other things. You could be using those funds to fund some more future things for you. You understand me? But you paying for people to promote you. You paying for followers. You not being authentically you. That means that those views is not going to match up with those likes, that support too. That means when it really matters, those people are not going to come through for you because they truly wasn't aligned with you. Whoever is truly for you is going to promote you without payment, because that's who you're supposed to be with. You understand me? I want you to realize something. Just because you can get somewhere quicker don't mean that you need to do it, because that means that you don't have the necessary pieces in you to make sure that when you get there, you're going to stay on that pedestal. See, it's all about training purposes. You better take your time. You ain't got to rush your process. You ain't got to pay people to promote you. If they truly rock with you, they going to do that shit because something about you speaks to them too. Do not sit there and settle. Don't sign these contracts. People talking about what they can do for you when God got it for you and they trying to have a connection to that shit. Nah. People will try to persuade you to do contracts with them, do certain business with them. You going to feel like, again, they lifting you up the whole time. Your ass is already lifted. You don't need them. They need you. They see that too, but they don't want your ass to see it. So you better see through that shit that they showing you, that shit that they speaking to you, and know that you can do it by yourself. It's just going to take a little bit longer. You understand me? I'm trying to tell you, anything that comes with a rush, that's not God. God wants you to pay attention because there's no rush, because what's for you is going to be there waiting for you no matter when you get to it. You understand me? Do not be out here trying to pay people to promote you in any way, shape, or form. You out here buying shit for this partner thinking they going to choose you. Nah, they should have chose you before they seen what you could do for those people. Do not sell yourself short, chosen ones. You understand me? You was not one of them. You are not limiting your life. You are the leader. You don't follow them. They trying to sit there and have their hands in certain things that you trying to do, persuade you to walk away so they can fuck around and try to be a duplicate of you, but you are one-on-one, so fuck those people. You hear me? You better take your time. I don't care if in order to do your show, you got to front that shit first. I don't care if in order to have certain pictures made, you got to do shit step by step. You better start today. Don't let those people persuade you to go through them when God already promised you and got it for you. Why the hell you going to have them have access to some shit that God already gave you? They out here making broken promises. You hear me? You better cut that shit out. You stick to what God told you to do, and he about to come through for you. If he ain't provided yet, that's because either you got people connected to you that's trying to take from you. He wants you to learn a little bit more shit and have confidence in you. He wants to see that you're going to support yourself, no matter if you see other people supporting you too. If you're going to stand solid in what he tells you to do, when he say move, you move just like that. You hear me? You better get that shit together and remember who you are. You don't have to sit there and dumb yourself down. Because these people are deceitful. They only see in certain successes because they stealing that shit from you. They persuaded you to give up things that God already promised and guaranteed to you. That shit's within you. You better do that shit. You hear me? You better make sure. Because again, any way, shape, or form, a contract is being made. Whether or not that's mentally, verbally, physically, you better make sure that you're making the true decisions that God has aligned for you. Don't settle for those positions. Don't settle for that person. Don't sit there and be sad or mad and be struggling because you feel like this person's provided stability for you whole time. They provided stability for you because you spoke that shit into those people. You sat there and seen them as they was powerful. So therefore, guess what? What you speak is what you seek. So therefore, that's what you were seeing. They wasn't really being what you thought that they was. You understand me? Had these individuals just like this. Just like, let's talk. Just like you have your child, right? Your child could not be confident. You could tell them it's some shit that they may be unfamiliar with doing. But as soon as you speak life into them, like, man, you know how to do this. I know you know how to do this. Soon as you boost them up, what they start doing, everything that you spoke into them, right? You start to see it. They start dancing better. They start spelling words, so on and so forth. Why do you think it? Because you spoke it. You were speaking, so you started to see that, right? That's what they started to be. So when you put a high standard on that person and spoke life into this person, that's what they started to seek. That's what you started to see. But with that being said, you didn't realize that, again, that power came based off on the fact that they was practicing what you preach. You better get your mind right. That shit came from you. You understand me? You better get that shit together. That shit came from you. They start being what you were speaking, and that's what you were seeing, but you didn't speak that power about you. How come when everything's going good, they say it came from them, but when you disconnect from them and shit starts falling down, they blame you and said it was something that you said or did or spoke on to them? How come they didn't give you your power, give you your respect, give you all of that shit when certain successes were happening around them, but when shit started to fall down, why they started pointing it to you? Because they knew that that shit that they was getting was coming from you from the first place. So if they knew that success was coming from you, they knew that that energy that they was reaping and getting from you was instilling and building they shit up to. If they knew that, they knew that what came with crossing you too. That's why they try to keep you out of the dark. Because as soon as you call judgment on certain people, judgment day is here. Judgment is going to appear. So again, why they don't give you praises when they are praised up, when they seeing certain raises, but as soon as you disconnect from those people and that abundance comes back to you, why all of a sudden they blaming you? Nah, you gonna blame me for that shit that you win. You gonna blame me for those successes and those wins too. It ain't no half and half. See, they getting forced to see. See, it's a death of an ego occurring. See, these individuals talked all this shit about you, went to other people, selected certain people over you. They told certain people that certain things was coming from them and not you. Now, all of a sudden, you disconnect them, you pull that plug, they in darkness, and those people are darkness that they was connected to too. Why nobody see the light? If they were the light, how come they can't light up their own room? Huh? If they was the light the whole time, how come when you pull that plug, they can't illuminate their own shit? Huh? Why everybody around them seeing death, destruction, and demise? That light was coming from you the whole time. So therefore, you better give yourself credit while you putting other people on. You better be placing yourself on that pedestal too. You understand me? Because everything that you see is the fact that it's coming from you. So when you speak on these people that are, again, crossing you, the fact that you bringing them up is allowing them to have a piece of your energy. And again, in a sense, into your room. You better stop speaking on those people. Fuck them. You better stop looking back and worry about what they did and discussed it. Because every time you go back down memory lane, you put yourself through that same pain, because now what are you doing but replaying the shit that they did to you? So now you becoming like those same people. Clear that shit out. I don't care what they did to you. Somebody gonna do something better. I don't care what they wouldn't do. Somebody wish that they could do what you are asking other people. See, while they was praying on you, somebody's praying for you. You better know better. You heard me. You better get that shit together. You get everybody else credit but you. How the fuck that work? I'm not trying to hear it. Not trying to hear it. What you was about to say, I ain't trying to hear it. Because ain't no excuse. You putting these people on pedestals and those motherfuckers don't belong. They don't even deserve to be in front of you, let alone over you. Fuck out of here. Because if they darkness and you the light, whole time you put them on that pedestal, they dimming the shit for other people's view too. You the line leader. You supposed to be the light so that they can get through the darkness. But if you persuade and allow the darkness to have a hold over you, that means they dimming your light and not allowing other people to see through that path that you supposed to be making it through so those people can make it too. You better get your shit together, chosen ones. I'm not playing with you. You heard me? Not hearing that shit. I'm not playing with you. You know better than that. You better than that. Don't be doing deals with the devil, selling yourself short. Deals with the devil comes with you agreeing to certain family members too. Your mother mistreats you, but you listening to everything that she do. You sit there, your people don't really rock with you. You feel like the outcast of the room, but you still trying to persuade these people to accept you. But if they accept you, you accepting certain karma, cycles, and consequences that come with those people too. You better stand your ass up. You better than that. You understand me? You better than that. Get your shit together. God wants to see you going to choose those people over me. I told you your mother was a shit. Now she's showing it too. Are you going to listen to what I told you to do? Are you going to dismiss these people? Are you going to be willing to walk away? No matter how many people beg your ass to stay, are you going to do what I told you to do? You better prove that. You understand me? It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Get your shit together, chosen ones. You trying to fit in and your ass is made to stand out. What the fuck you want to fit into some darkness for and your ass is the light? Why you think certain shit look dark around you? Because you are too busy being the light. How come you don't see certain shit about you? Because you are too busy being you. And that's what other people see too. So they try to persuade you to dim your light because they try to stop you. See, that darkness can't outweigh that shit. When you really think of a dark room, when you turn on that light, there's nowhere that darkness can run to. So they want you to dim your own light. Because when you shine, you illuminating they shit too. So you better know who you are at all times to know the position that you're supposed to be playing for other people. Chosen ones, you better than that. You heard me. You better than that. I don't care who it is. Your biggest test is going to be forced for you to walk away from people who don't serve you. And it may not make sense at the time, but God's going to show you. He's going to tell you ahead of time before he got to show you because he's trying to prevent you from having to go through what those people intend for you. Get your shit together, chosen ones. You is not no victim. You are a survivor. You volunteered your services to come back and help other people get through what you went through. So you better get your shit together. You understand me? You better get your shit together, chosen ones. See, you allow certain things is happening to expose people around you. Chosen ones. Certain things are happening on behalf of you. And you out here thinking you a victim the whole time. You a survivor. You out here asking people to protect you and you the one with the hands. You out here, again, asking people for guidance when you know what it is. You better get your shit together. That's it. If you go to another chosen one for a confirmation, that's different. But you don't go to the devil asking for answers that God's telling you, fuck out of here. They don't got access to the same information as you. So when you start asking questions and those people get uncomfortable, why? Because God ain't speaking through them like he's speaking to you. That's the devil telling them to persuade and try to pursue you. You better get that shit together. Chosen ones. There's people right now that are trying to, they've been calm, they've been quiet for a minute. Don't you know they behind the scenes try to plot on you? These people try to take your life. These individuals still trying to do magic on you. Whole time they getting watched by them federales. Whole time your ancestors is on their heels. Whole time all that shit's about to get revealed on certain people that they sacrificed or actually killed. See, certain shit's coming to light, chosen ones. There's certain people right now, chosen ones, that's about to go down, chosen ones. They did scam and shit. They was out here trafficking, not only drugs, but people too. And they really tried to sacrifice you. See, these individuals was on some dark, devious shit, selling their kids too. Oh, shit. All that shit's coming out. They getting watched. I promise you, right now, how they say the block is now, how everybody connected to them are going down too. Promise you, right now, how they say the block is now, how everybody connected to them are going down too. All because they shouldn't have never fucked with a chosen one, and that chosen one is you. See, God chose you, chosen ones, to call judgment on these people, chosen ones. See, again, I say, God is the energy, right? God is the provider. God is the source. But he chooses certain individuals who are chosen to represent him and be his personal generators too. See, a lot of the chosen ones, you don't realize that you ancestors that already came through, your ranking is a lot heavier than these motherfuckers. You understand me? So that's why, again, God don't want you keep trying to help these people who are hurting you and other people too. You call judgments on these motherfuckers so everybody else can be vindicated too. See, you the ender of all that evil ever. You understand me? We are not the same. See, and you don't even need to tell people which ancestor you are, because they going to try to target you a different way. See, chosen ones, you was hidden for a reason. You understand me? See, we going to talk. I'm going to tell you a little story time. Stay with me, right? Stay with me, right? Stay with me. Story time. So, chosen ones, once upon a time, there was a group of people, the chosen ones. They had control, not control, they power over all the lands, right? Chosen ones are the individuals who could speak and do things without talking or using their hands, right? Telepathically, they communicated. So certain shit was silent in a sense, but it was peaceful. You can look at certain people and see the aura surrounding them and tell what type of mood they was in. See, chosen ones. There was a time period where we had, again, I don't want to say control because we wasn't on that type of tip, but we ran everything in a sense. All this shit was free. See, things that you got was based upon who you were energetically and spiritually. So therefore, if your soul was on swole, you will see certain shit come through for you. But chosen ones, not everybody had those abilities. Certain people was cast off in the shadows. Certain people couldn't hear certain messages coming through. So they seen everybody doing certain things, but again, they couldn't communicate to you. They didn't see what your next thing was. They didn't see how you had certain gifts. So they observed you was mad, and what they tried to do was stir up some shit. See, they try to persuade you to start using your voice because the shit that you was speaking internally, they couldn't hear. See, these are the individuals that was fucked up in a sense, and you was an infant, so yeah, of course you can't care. See, there was somebody who allowed somebody else at lower levels to persuade them. See, they start telling them certain gifts that was going on and certain messages that was happening within. See, they start telling the wrong individuals the wrong shit. And other people caught on. See, these individuals who couldn't talk and connect with God intuitively, they try to persuade other people to stop too, right? So what did they do? They sat there and persuade people, stop using your gifts, speak that shit out. Show me how you do it. And what did the wrong motherfucker do that was on the right side but give all the gifts to these people? Gave all the ideas to these people, try to build up they shit. Whole time building them up was breaking they down. They was giving an insight to the wrong motherfuckers. So what did that side do? They snuck the intuitive people, the chosen ones in a sense, left certain people confused. See, they tried to capture them. They try to imprison them in a sense. See, they try to force them to not to use their gifts by killing other people in front of them, causing certain destruction. See, they wanted to persuade other people that if you use your gifts, this is what I'm going to do. So what did they do but harm other people in front of those people to try to instill some fear too, see? Chosen ones, what they did was try to put them off, lock them up. What they try to do was rough them up, try to brainwash them in a sense, had them recite certain shit, certain things, spells that they was placing on themselves, voluntarily giving up their own gifts. See, had they truly remember who they are, they know that they can break down these barriers that these people created. But again, they allow these people to mastermind and manipulate them into giving up something that God gave them. So they try to have control. See, you was able to grow shit and they seen it, but they ain't had that green thumb in a sense. See, you was able to think about things in your mind and manifest it before you. That's some shit that they couldn't do. So they try to keep you from using the gift that God gave you. See, what they try to do is tell you that money was everything, when money don't even matter. That as soon as you take your power back, certain shit that they gonna have is starting to shatter. See, you seeing through shit, chosen ones. They ain't want you to remember who you are. Because if you remember who you are, you gonna realize that your ass is by far lifelines and lifetimes ahead of these motherfuckers. They don't got the same gifts as you. And as soon as you know your power, you gonna realize that these individuals shouldn't even have access to your room. So you gonna kick them out. And they're going to be lost, cast back into the shadows. See, but unlike last time, where certain people were spared, see, the divine was doing their thing, while other people was in the shadows are still there. See, this time, they're not going to be able to even be one person left behind, chosen ones. I'm trying to tell you, all that dark shit is now being clear. See, they try to compromise your mind, have you saying certain shit, reciting things, putting spells on you the whole time. Be cautious of the words that you speak and know that certain things have a hidden message too. See, chosen ones, we had to start speaking in code when we amongst other people. That's why you don't chase people down to understand where you coming from, because who's coming from the same place as you is going to understand what you saying and be able to put it in the correct pieces. But the individuals that God's warning you about are going to be confused and try to do some things to you to persuade you to not speak that shit to other people. See, you're going to have to realize, chosen ones, you got a position to play. You better know your power. You understand me? You better know who you are. You better know that you not no fucking slave to they shit. That your history or your beginning didn't come with you being oppressed to this mess, whether that's cycles, whether that's connections, whether or not that's just some hot ass mess. Your shit didn't start with you being captured. Your shit didn't start with you being held hostage. Your shit didn't start with you getting beaten, mistreated, all of that. You are chosen. You better remember who you are. You better use those gifts, and you better stop inviting everybody to your motherfucking cookout. Because not everybody needs to have access to your shit. Soon as somebody says something that you like, you join on that movement too. You give certain people insight when God's warning you about what these people trying to do to you. See, you done heard certain shit. God done told you so-and-so was cheating on you. Certain people was stealing from you, so on and so forth. But why the fuck would you take what God warned you about these people and go to the people to tell them what God told you that they was going to do? Nah. You was supposed to listen and get your ass out. That was an opportunity for you. But you provided those insight on what God told you that they was trying to do. So now they only know what you know. So now they going to be able to move around and still trying to harm you. Stop inviting everybody. Stop encouraging everybody. Who's for you is for you. Who's not, fuck them. That has nothing to do with you. Again, you don't chase people down to choose you. You are the chooser. You was chosen ones. You better remember who you are, chosen ones. See, I'm going to give you an example, right, of how words have double meanings, right? All right, so I'm a 90s baby. So maybe everybody might not know this. 90s or 2000s, right? There was a group called the Yin Yang Twins. Heard me out, right? The Yin Yang Twins. Yin yang really is like the balance of the lighter side and the darker side, right? If you look at the little, okay, y'all know what yin yang means. So there was a group, Yin Yang Twins, right? One of their songs that they had was, right, was Get Low, right? So it say something like 369, Cadbury, 5, something, get low, get low. It had certain things, right? So when you start getting put on to certain meanings, right? You know yin yang is the balance, is black and light, right? Dark and light, right? When you hear certain words, you talking about get low. They talking about lowering your vibrations, chosen ones. Certain numbers that be played too. They got significant meanings, chosen ones, but they got you reciting these songs too. Certain people too, I always tell you, when they say black, I'm not that. See, I'm melanated. But to me, black means be in lack. So what if they was telling black, quote unquote, people to say, call themselves black, and other people call them black too, because to be black means you are being in lack, so therefore they putting those spells on you. See, certain shit I be seeing through, and I ain't really with that. You understand me? I'm melanated, and you gotta realize when people, certain people, now let's talk, we ain't getting into the race spark, you understand me, because shit, everybody done been try to be suppressed in one way, shape, or form. What you went through don't make it better than what I went through. Shit, we went through some shit. But let's talk, right? You gotta think. Why people get so offended when people that they call black people call themselves something else? I feel like it's because if you start claiming something else and you are not claiming black, which is be lack, then that means you breaking that spell that they putting on you. So therefore, if they put a spell on quote unquote black people, then that means that they are all going to be in lack too. So be cautious of certain titles, chosen ones. See through some shit. But again, we're not getting on races because, again, you got to realize that some people come back as different races, too. That's why you got to see through that shit that they showing you. See, you could have been melanated in this lifetime, but your previous, you could have been white. And you was white in your previous lifetime. You could have been an ally. You could have been somebody that was helping the oppressed the whole time. So you got to see through on a soul level. Not everybody appears who they appear to be. You understand me? You better see through the shit that people show you. Certain songs that you reciting too. See, I always say this. Now, Beyonce, everybody be on her. Now, she talented, but let's talk, because you got to think Beyonce got some songs too that kind of make you feel like she sold her soul to the devil. Now, all of a sudden, certain songs, it's almost like she's pleading for other people to catch on, talking about, you won't break my soul. Whole time, she might have allowed other people to purchase her or put her on a contract. A lifeline. See, certain people that did deals with the devil back then and may not have realized it, or they starting to see certain time is coming up to an end. So now they trying to backpedal. They trying to get saved through the same shit that they signed to, that they was cool when those sacrifices was coming through other people. See, certain people get paid so much. You wonder why certain rappers that's talking hateful shit, they quickly get that come up. Why? Because words are spells with intentions behind them. So if they got you reciting certain shit you gonna see. So the whole time, that's not where your ass is supposed to be. That's why certain prophets and prophetess come through music too. That's why certain people who are truly for their people don't get placed on those pedestals. You better know the difference, chosen ones. You better stop reciting them damn spells. That's why certain people, you may not remember certain words from songs and make up your own shit. Why? You just broke that cycle. You just broke that spell. Then they had everybody reciting the same shit, doing the same shit at the same time. So there's power in the tongue. There's power in the amount of people. So if they got masses singing this shit and now they lacking, that means they got power over. Man, listen, you better put these people that are really trying to help their people on that pedestal. You out here, again, they don't need to pay big organizations to promote them. Shit, that promotion can come from you. You understand me? You better know who you are, chosen ones. You better put the right people in positions, chosen ones. Because again, when you think about how the Bible says false idols, shit, some of those false idols are people that you put on a pedestal that you thought was teaching you too. Let's talk about it, chosen ones. See, the devil gonna come disguised as everybody or anything that you want. So if you looking for a certain breakthrough, if you trying to find you may come across certain people, right? And they may provide you with a certain insight, a confirmation, so on and so forth. But sometimes you have to realize that you have to see through that shit that they showing you or telling you. Because one, sometimes God will present you to those people. Those people may have a certain amount of information, but that's as far as they got and as far as they gonna get to. See, I want you to realize that the devil done got information out of certain people of light too. So now they could try to disguise themselves as those people. So now they try to recite other people's shit. They try to say other people's shit. They try to get you to go with them. They tell you what you need to hear at that moment. And you sitting there putting your whole trust into this person because they came through with a confirmation for you. Whole time you ahead of this person because all this person was supposed to do was ignite that part in you to have you remember you. And whole time you light years ahead of these people. These are the devils in disguise trying to defeat you. You out here praising these people like they in a court. And that shit is just what it is. You start to see certain shit happening to these people and they try to persuade you, oh, nah, that's the enemy working against me. Now, sometimes that shit is true, but that shit don't apply to all these people. You got to see through that shit that they showing you. These leaders that's supposed to be leading, doing, providing some type of profit without getting profit. But now that's all they showing and they flaunting that shit. Man, listen, you out here supporting certain leaders. It's okay to have nice things. You want nice things. Okay, you done came from being fucked up. Now you finally got a house and you cool. But the difference is those people putting that money over pedestal, over their morals. See, when they start flaunting that shit, showing that shit off, that's not God's work. That goes to show you that you put the devil in that pedestal over somebody who was truly aligned to be there to teach you. You better know who the fuck you supporting. You hear me? Because you're going to start to see how they react. Soon as you think for yourself, they're going to rebuttal and snap. These people are not truly put in these positions from God. You chose them, not God. You chose to have them boost up. You chose to get them followers. You chose to fund they fuckery, not God. So you better know who you supporting, because you get karma too. You out here supporting the demon, thinking that that's one of God's people. You should have seen through that shit that they was showing you. Because once you're able to identify demons, you start to see that they start to look a certain type of way. They can have a different color, but that face is almost exactly the same. Those eyes don't lie, so you better see through that shit that they showing you. These people, now you really at war with other people about this person when this person isn't even truly for you. You better get that shit together. When they talk about false idols, they not just talking about you putting these celebrities on a pedestal over you. Not just you putting certain people with money over you, but you putting these false ass, fake ass leaders, whether or not that's pastors, fake prophetess, fake prophets, fake tarot card readers, fake teachers, fake mothers, fake fathers. They false idols too. Because they trying to encourage you to do some fuckery that God didn't lead you to do. So you better make sure you able to identify who these false prophets and prophets is. I'm trying to tell you, you better see through that shit that they showing you. Everybody say all skin folk ain't kinfolk, but shit. You better see through that shit that they showing you. Have you really at war with a motherfucker who's trying to warn you about these people? You mad at the wrong person. This person wants you to listen to their every word. And we going to talk about it too. We might ruffle a few feathers, but fuck it. See, everything happens for a reason, chosen ones. See, let's talk, right? We ain't into politics, so don't get on that shit. I'm not trying to hear it. But think of Donald Trump, right? Before you talk, don't say no shit. Hear me out. Donald Trump becoming president happened for a reason. Hear me out. One, When he became president, what did that do? But illuminate other people around you that had similar thoughts, or they true sides started to come through. We're not just talking about certain races, but we talking about people who don't put certain, you understand, like they don't think certain shit through. You started to see them for who they are. These are the people that been looking down at you the whole time. But because they offered a smile, you thought that they was with you whole time. They didn't really fuck with you. They was using you. Not only that, there's something that Donald said when he first got in, Trump said when he first hit office that I paid attention to. When he first came to office, he said some shit that everybody laughed and was like, yo, this dumb motherfucker. It was funny, right? The public made it funny. Listen. He said, we need to get a space force to fight space and aliens and all that shit. Everybody laughed like, yo, all this shit going on in the world, you say this? Whole time, you got to remember that Trump wasn't trained for media. So the shit that he was saying is based upon certain shit that he's seen. Certain shit that he wasn't supposed to speak. So when he starts saying we need a force for aliens and all this, I started to think like, yeah, everything's about to come to light. What's really underneath certain skin that you see, that these people, these creepy crawlers at night, that not all these people are people and actually come from some other shit. You gotta think of certain things that he was saying whole time. It was some people with internally in that government. See, I know everything happens for a reason. God's not gonna have certain things happen for no reason at all. So when he started to come on top, certain things started to fall. See, certain pieces that you was missing started to come in contact. Certain people that you knew wasn't right, they started to show that shit. Certain ideas that people call conspiracy theories, that shit started to get seen too. Now, the same people that they were so judgmental of, calling them crazy, they starting to realize that these people knew what they was talking about, huh? We not crazy, huh? See, if you pay attention to people long enough, they tell on themselves. That's why you got to be patient, chosen ones. You don't act real quick unless that's God telling you to. And God's going to tell you by telling you to turn around, don't pursue that person. God's going to tell you, make you feel that intuitively when this person reaches out to you. That's when you listen right away like, nah, I'm cutting this person right off, so and so forth. But certain shit you got to watch. Let them play their position. They tell on themselves. But the whole time they talking, you ain't got to talk that shit to let them know what you know. Because as soon as they say that shit, you already know what you know. That serves as a confirmation to you. You already know what moves you need to be making. You understand me? Stop looking at shit thinking the news. You looking for insight. Every time you watch the news, what it does? Bring sadness, anger, and so over you. Then the shit that they said later on in life, years later, they end up saying it's not true. But at the time, they made you stick with it because they needed to have certain power over you. See, you have to realize, chosen ones, the devil, one thing about the devil, he gonna put his minions in position. What the chosen ones always do, some dumbass shit. You doubting you. You putting demonic people over you. God told you what you're supposed to do. You doubting you. You going to them for confirmations that God already spoke for you. So therefore, the devils and the demons, one thing they're going to do is put each other in position. You understand me? While persuading you to step down for yours or persuade you to put them on that pedestal too. So chosen ones, you're going to have to see through that shit that they showing you and make sure that you promoting the right people. Make sure that you putting the right people in position. Don't be out here, again, so caught up in the hype, caught in the he say, she say. You see what it is. Don't wait for other people's approval. You understand me? You got to get that shit together, chosen ones. You got to get that shit together. See, not everybody's chosen. And people tend to ask, certain people get mad and say, chosen ones act like they the only ones chosen. Well, if you was chosen, you would know that you chosen. So you wouldn't even have to make a comment like that. But chosen one, you different. See, everybody can say that they chosen, but what they chose for is different. See, you chosen by God. God chose to give you certain gifts. certain shit that you can see through. Now, other motherfuckers talking about they chosen. Oh, they chosen by some shit too. See, they chose to promote fuckery. They chose to work against you. They chose to doubt themselves and try to project that energy on you. They chose to allow other people to think for themselves. They chose people to live for others instead of themselves. See, people can say chosen all day. And I don't try to tell you're really chosen and you're not chosen. Nah, fuck it. Because whoever's truly chosen going to understand the chosen one when they communicating. You ain't got to break shit down. Not everybody got the gifts that you got. How they say anybody can be intelligent based upon the information that they're able to obtain. But intelligent people can lack common sense too. So they intelligent but don't know how to survive when it comes to some true shit outside of that shit that people are teaching them. See, you don't get chosen ones. You don't get in a back and forth with motherfuckers about who's chosen, who's not. You laugh. You laugh. Because you know that you chosen by God. They chosen by some other shit. Cool, they chose too. But you don't have to persuade these people that you place on a higher ranking than them, because God's going to show them people through you. See, don't be stupid, chosen ones. Sometimes you got to stay silent. Sometimes you got to speak in code. Sometimes you got to realize that you don't need to tell everybody certain shit that you know. Certain things got to get set out, chosen ones. Certain things have to be left unsaid because God is going to speak to the true and chosen ones intuitively. So again, that's you using that gift, not having to say shit, but everybody got it, what you talking about. Practice this with your kids too. Think of a number or put a number behind your back and have them look at you and be able to communicate shit with you. You got to be able to speak through a room, a full room. You understand me? Without releasing this shit. So why you think with certain people, you like, yo, y'all having a whole conversation through your eyes without saying things the whole time. You can't communicate with everybody because not everybody has that ability. Not everybody got that personal GPS within them. Not everybody was given that gift. So if you got that gift, you ain't got to show that shit off just to let people know that you got it. God's going to show them. You ain't got to speak on it. You understand me? When you it. You too busy being it to be in conversation with these people. Just like when you a billionaire, you ain't got to show these people you got money. That shit's going to be clear. You understand me? Make sure you get this shit together, chosen ones. You better than that. But you better make sure that you are putting the right people on those pedestals, that you not doing deals with the devil. Because again, we went through various ways that you can be doing so. You understand me? You know better. So you better do better. Because everybody else existence relies on it. Because I'm trying to tell you, there's some endings that's going to be happening. There's some shit that's going to be revealed, chosen ones. See, I want to say this, chosen ones. If you was to see an alien today, right? Or a demon showed itself today, certain people would lose their fucking mind, be so scared. But not you, because you've been seeing people for the demon in them the whole time. See, when you see through that shit that they showing you, when God finally reveals them things to you, you are not shocked. You are not shook. You see that shit because you seen through that shit the whole time. So if that body was to open up and you seen a demon looking at you, you would realize that that's the same shit that you've been seeing this whole time when you've been viewing these people. You're not going to be scared. You got to be standing solid. If you was to see aliens right now, would you be scared? Whole time, you extraterrestrial too. You an alien in a sense because you don't got the same abilities as these people. You communicate telepathically. You have certain abilities. You don't come from where they come from. You come from some other shit. God done mixed you up from certain galaxies and universes. You got certain pieces in you that other people will never have access to. So therefore, you E.T. in a sense too. Don't be scared. Because just know there's going to be a time where you see that shit that they've been speaking about. Aliens, you gonna see them. They gonna be walking around. You're going to see them. And they're going to try to use your fear against you to try to have power over you. But if you got your mind powerful, anything you see or speak is going to happen. So if you stand silent and tell them, I am not afraid, I am confident, I am great, I am protected, I am this, I am that, you protected. In a sense, you always strapped. So you got to be able to, one, be your peace in the middle of chaos, chosen ones. Two, you can be scared but not scary. You better fucking stand solid. Three, you better remember that there's something bigger than you, but nothing's bigger than you. You understand me? Because if God's within you, that means anybody that tries to stop you is going to be stopped in their tracks. You understand me? You better than that. God chose you, chosen ones. Not everybody was chosen. And that's beautiful. Not everybody's supposed to know that you chosen either, chosen ones. Because the demons, let's talk, right? When I always say those people didn't look over you, God had you hidden, right? So when you seen certain people getting caught up, certain people having connections, you took that personally. You felt like you was left out. And you was. You was left out of that karma, that consequences, that chaos, that craziness, that corruption. You was left out of some shit. See, God had you hidden for a reason, chosen ones. Because think of how many people targeted you when you felt like you ain't even had shit. You may not have felt like you had money. You may not have felt like you had love. You may not have felt like you had confidence, this, that, and the third. But people still targeted you. Why, chosen ones? Because they seen some shit about you that you didn't see within you, right? Because again, you didn't see the light. You was too busy being the light. So the darkness seen that shit on you. So chosen ones, what do you think that happens if the devils whose main goal is to try to get the good out of here, if they knew that you were chosen, they would have chose to end you way before you knew who you were or how to protect you. So God didn't tell you who you were because them demons would have tried to destroy you. They would have tried to kill you. They would have tried to stop you, sabotage you, so on and so forth, if they knew truly the power that was possessed in you. So you was hidden. You was hidden the whole time. Why? Because you are God's personal GPS. God's your personal GPS. You're God's personal generators. So therefore, again, he don't need everybody to know where the power's at, where the energy's at. He got to keep that shit hidden. So therefore, guess what? He got to make sure that the true people who's supposed to benefit off you get connected with you. That's why you don't persuade people to choose you. Because whoever's truly for you are going to understand you because they were you in one way, shape, or form. They had to get through what you went through in order to get to you. So again, you don't out here try to persuade people to understand you, where you coming from, all of that. Because again, you're not supposed to be telling these motherfuckers where the chosen ones is at. You're supposed to be hidden amongst them until God gives you the go ahead. And when all y'all flick on that light at the same time, I'm trying to tell you that darkness can't go nowhere. You are hidden for a reason. You are going through what you going through to help other people grow through for a reason. You already got through what you going through before. You did it plenty lifetimes. This is why you are you. That's why you so protected. That's why you so respected. That's why your name rings bells in the spiritual world. You an ancestor that came through. And again, as soon as you call judgment on these people, I'm trying to tell you they get removed. So you better remember who you are. God chose you. God chose you. Say God's the CEO of your life, right? CEO of the company. One, God calls you in, and he's going to, again, like an interview, ask you certain things about certain situations. This person talked to you like this, what you gonna do? This person try to do that, what you gonna do? So on and so forth. This happens towards you, what you gonna do? So just like an interview, God's interviewing you. He shows certain things at you, and you have to say, okay, I know how to react. Okay, I know not to worry about that. I know if God gives me this, then I can do that. God wants to see what you're gonna do because, again, you are a God and goddess in training. You better remember who the fuck you are, chosen ones. You an ancestor. God, you God's personal right hand and woman. You understand me? God chose you. If he ain't trust your judgment, he wouldn't have allowed you to come through and help guide and lead other people. Are you, man? It's on you. Not only are you the CEO, God's the CEO, so think about it. God created the life, he created a business, but he putting you in a position to take over. That's it. So now anybody that you select, or now you get selected for this position, you get promoted, placed on that pedestal. That's equivalent for you finding yourself and having that soul improvement and doing what God told you to do. So now you became the ancestor in full effect. You have to realize that again, it's a soul level soul improvement, right? So therefore, God's the CEO. He chose you for that position. So now you get to choose and pick other people to be in position. Because again, I say you don't chase chosen ones. You are the chooser. So God puts you, his personal generator, in a position to provide power, abundance, benefits to other people too. But you have to select carefully on who you are having represent you. You understand me? You better get that shit together. You better get it together. I want you to realize that God is choosing you to put people in positions because the power is within you. So whoever you select gets rights to those benefits too. That protection, that benefits. So how you say dental and healthcare, all that shit, they get great health. They get wealth, abundance, security, so on and so forth just by you selecting them. So make sure that you selecting the right representatives, not somebody who's going to run your shit down, not somebody who's going to put monetary gain over their morals. See, all that money shit's not about to matter, chosen ones. Why you think that you see all these big, higher up names, people trying to get that shit away? See, they trying to pay people back for the shit that they did to keep them where they was at. See, they trying to buy back certain peace. They trying to pay off God in a sense to try to repent. But nah, they gonna have to return those funds and they still getting returned to some so-so shit. They gonna see their demise fucking with you. You understand me? So don't sit there and downplay other people. When you see somebody speaking up and God speaks through you too and tells you to stand up for that person who's finally speaking out against certain people, you gotta make sure that you selecting the right people. Now listen, not everybody that's speaking was chosen by God. Some of them are speaking and don't truly know what they feeling inside. See, God's going to have the right representatives come through. And you're going to know it because you're going to feel it. So you better know you. You understand me? Do not let anybody downplay you. Don't get caught up in no drama. Don't get caught up in no chaos. God gives people opportunities, but you can't play with God. And those who play, they definitely about to get burned. They gonna try to pay it off to God. God like, nah, your money's no good here. See, God's money runs off your morals. So you could have $1 million, but not be worth shit. If your soul ain't there, you ain't getting what God told your ass that you could get. See, chosen ones, chosen ones are ancestors that return. True chosen ones. So chosen ones, you already got abundance, wealth, great health that's attached to your lineage. But again, you can't get to what God has for you unless you are being authentically you. So therefore, you're going to have to stand in your power. You got to remember who you are, chosen ones. You're not no so-so ass individual. You got to remember who you are, chosen ones, because as soon as you remember who you are and you stand in your confidence, you're going to see everything that comes through for you. All of a sudden, you got love, you got money. You're not having to choose between love and money. You got both. You got abundance. And again, it's not about money, but God's going to provide for you being authentically you. He's going to make sure that you're not going to struggle. He's going to make sure that anything that you need gets presented to you. All because you doing what God asked you to do. Know you, chosen ones. And people often ask me too, if I like the same sex, does that mean that God's going to banish me? You know that you get karma for not being authentically you. So if you're attracted to the same sex and that's what you're attracted to, but remember that make sure that you're attracted to the same sex because that's what you align with and not based upon what you went through. Because there's certain people that was molested, abused, so on and so forth by a certain sex. And they thought because they experienced that makes them gay in a sense. So they again battle within themselves within, because they first contact with somebody sexual could have been somebody taking advantage of them. So therefore, again, you had to know you. Some people, again, could be as a masculine this lifetime, but their soul is connected to their divine feminine energy from their last lifetime. So therefore, again, there's certain masculines who could feel more in tune with their feminine. So therefore, they are attracted to a masculine, okay, but you have to know authentically you. You can't be out here letting people put certain titles on you. You can't be out here misleading other people because you don't know you. You better get to know yourself, see what it is that you want, and when you find out, stand on that shit. You understand me? But you're not about to sit there and mislead other people. A masculine sleeping with so many feminines to try to shake those thoughts of when they dealt with a masculine. Whole time you getting karma because you're not being authentically you. You not addressing the shit in the room. You sitting there misleading other feminine energies based upon what somebody else put you through. You better be authentically you. Don't let nobody change that shit. But at the same time, again, when you know that you see, this is the problem, right? See, people who started to have a spiritual awakening, they understand certain people's agendas on trying to continue to have certain same sex out there. That's true. People do it. But you have to realize that certain people are just authentically drawn to another part of them in another lifetime too. So it's like, yeah, we know that there's an agenda, but you also have to realize that there are certain people who are authentically being themselves. That has nothing to do with you. You understand me? You just have to realize some people are still connected to their previous selves and last lifetime. Why you think certain people that are a certain race and they hate themselves? There's certain people that was African Americans and they hate themselves. They had self-hate. They say stuff about their own race. And then all of a sudden, they not realizing that that's because in their past lifetime, they was a different race that used to talk about what their current race is. So a racist had to become that same person that they was talking shit on, and they going to continue to return like that till they love themselves. You understand me? Everything is happening in different times. You can't go based on other people to see what you're supposed to do. You could be light years ahead of different people. This could be this person's first time returning back to earth, and you done been here 50 times. You understand me? You had to realize this. And certain people say, well, scriptures say this, scriptures say that. Let's talk about that too. Let's talk about it. Because I always say this. People say you shouldn't use curse words. But when you break down what a curse is, right? It's somebody speaking foul, speaking down. And even the Bible said an excerpt about something about what you say has to have good intentions behind it. Like you can't say things for bad. So somebody can be using cussing words, but people call them curse words because usually when you say it, you talking down about somebody. You can call them, oh, you're getting damns, you're this, you're that. So they putting curses on them. Curse words could be you telling somebody they never gonna be shit. Curse words could be you telling somebody that they're never gonna have shit. You cursing them because you putting that shit upon them. So again, shit can be seen differently. Certain things, when you realize how this works, that again, the Bible was based upon certain stories that really truly occurred, but it also was based upon how it happened. It's getting relayed based upon the person that it happened to. So it's all about perspective, and sometimes their perspective doesn't apply to you. See, there's certain books that say, oh, women have to wear skirts down to their ankle, they can't show no skin. How you know when God was talking to that prophet or prophetess that he was communicating that to? He wasn't saying, listen, don't be out here showing off your body and shit. Don't be out here, you know what I'm saying, doing all of this. And those people was like, listen, so you got to be covered all the way. So they took what God told them and they applied it on how they felt that it adhered to them. Some shit that they thought made sense. That's why you have to know God without knowing that shit that other people are saying. You can't be sticking to certain scriptures. You have to go based upon what God's speaking to you on a soul level, because what somebody gets out of this is not the same as what they going to get out of it. You have to know. You understand me? You had to know. People talking about, oh, okay, same sex, that's not right. But these are the same people that are in opposite sex relationships doing certain menage a trois. See, we gonna have to talk about it. You can't say that shit's not right just because you doing it this way, huh? Because it's all about, and I'm gonna ruffle a few feathers, but you know that the demise of gods and goddesses came when people persuaded you that you had to have multiple partners to get what you needed to obtain. See, gods and goddesses is not like everybody else. They got certain abilities within them. So certain people will pursue multiple partners at the same time because they see certain shit within them. This person has finances. This person has look. This person has confidence. This person has love. So on and so forth. So they try to find something in each of these individuals. Whole time, if they truly waited for God to align them with their divine partner, they would see all that shit in one person. They would have all of that. Some people say, oh, we supposed to be populating the world. Okay, well, that's some shit that people try to entwine too. Because God's not going to have you out here populating the world, but you're not here to put in time with these people too. See, God's not going to have you populating the world with demonic children because you aligning with the wrong motherfuckers too. See, you're going to have to make sure that what you're doing is truly what God asked you to do. Don't let these people manipulate you. Oh, they want you to pursue mad people. They want you to do this, do that. How come they only want you to do it when it benefits them? Just like your mother or father. Oh, I don't want you to lie. Lying's bad. But as soon as somebody calls their phone that they don't want to talk to, tell so-and-so I'm not here. So lies is cool if it's coming for you, if that's what you're telling me to do. But because you're telling me to lie for you, then you're saying lies cool when it comes a certain type of way. Nah, make sure that shit adheres all around the board. You understand me? Don't sit there and allow people to manipulate you or tell you how God's speaking through you. No. And I tell people this all the time. I can speak personally for me. I'm not no pastor. I'm a prophetess. What that means is pastors are for a certain religion. That's a Christian, right? So that means the Bible that they adhere to, that they look up to, they have to mold themselves based upon those stories that they speaking to you. I'm a prophetess, which means I'm not supposed to be attached to certain religions because my God might be your Allah, maybe your Jah, maybe your higher power. It's the same person, but we see him through different ways based upon where we come from. You understand me? We not doing that. We not doing that. People try to get you to be in competition when again it's the same thing. You are spreading love, light, health, wealth, happiness, confidence, abundance, positive things. So what doesn't matter that they call it this? That's like your name could be Tommy, and your friends call you Little Tom, right? So what does that mean? You mean that because I'm not calling you Tommy, I'm calling you Tom, I'm not talking about the same person? But when we start describing the person, they like, oh, you know Tom? And you like, no, I know a Tommy. What Tom look like? And they start describing the person, and you end up finding out it's the same person that you talking about. Like, yo, why you calling Little Tom? Yeah, you talking about Tommy? The same applies pertaining to religion too. Y'all talking about the same thing, getting fucked up with the name. It's the name. If we describe the same things, what it say? Love, light, abundance, morals, respect, honesty, caring. It says all the same things, right? Why are you getting caught up in the name? So because somebody calls you Tommy, other person calls you Tom, y'all not the same person? Y'all not the same person? Oh, all right. So stop getting caught up in that shit. Somebody call you ugly. Does that make you ugly? Does that make you ugly? Your face is just all of a sudden going morph into an ivory monster? No. You better fucking get yourself together. Stop getting caught up in titles when, again, it's about the seeing through on a soul level. Is that shit for you or not? Flat out. Is it for you or not? You know who I'm talking about. That's like when your mother calling out the name. She call out all your sisters and brothers before she call you. So-and-so. Oh, you know who I'm talking about. You know who the fuck I'm talking. I don't care if I say, if I'm, again, in my household is God. Yours could be a lie. Yours could be Jah. You could say the universe, the higher power. You know it's something higher than you. So therefore, you know who the fuck I'm talking about. Don't sit there and say, oh, because you went through all these names. Who I'm talking, you know who I'm talking about. Remember that. People try to get you so caught up in being separated. When you really look at certain shit maps too, you're going to see all these things is truly connected. You're going to see everything that they try to separate. That shit is really more alike than you think. But they want you to sit there and persuade you to plot on this person, bully this person. It's like the person is the instigator. This is like, you got to realize sometimes whoever they are. So again, they could be the government, there could be the enemy, whatever the case may be. But you got to realize they try to sit back. They try to pick a fight in a sense. So this is equivalent to that person at the fight that's like, oh, you hear what they say? Oh, did you hear what they say? Did you hear what they say? They trying to orchestrate some shit, have y'all battling while they sit back and watch. Because they want to see y'all battle each other down, break each other down, while they profit over who drops. That's why certain people shit. Elon, his ass too. Because you got to watch these people. They try to point fingers and persuade. He try to act like he's so open. But really, he just allows certain things to pass through to get a trigger out of you and a trigger out of this side too. Whole time he trying to keep people battling against each other, but his ass about to get removed. See, a lot of these motherfuckers is going to die. And they think that because they have certain technology that they going to gain a certain life. See, that false heart that you think is going to pump through you, that shit's going to collide too. See, God's about to stop all this technology that they trying to do. See, they trying to take some shit out. They try to make you feel like, oh, this is just better for us. Nah, things is about to go back to the simple times. So you better know better than that. You better know how to cook. You better know how to think for yourself without Googling that shit. You better have common sense and be able to put certain shit together too. You better make sure that you truly aligning with your soul tribe crew. You understand me? Because you're going to need a seer in the group. You're going to need a builder. You're going to need somebody that can do this. You're going to need somebody can do that. You're going to need a doctor. You're going to need a lawyer. You're going to need all these people that have different abilities outside of what you do. But again, the thing that y'all share in common is the morals and what God told you to do. So therefore, you better align with your true soul tribe crew. Do not be out here settling. Because that partner that you selecting, that's going to be your ass. That person that you selecting, that's going to be your ass. And if that person ain't who God wants you to have, that motherfucker going to be your last. See, chosen ones, you get spared. We going to be the only ones left. While they try to cause chaos to this earth and cause all this distress, as they try to break it down, while they think that they can escape, whole time, they not going to get out. They going to blow up before they get to quote unquote space. See, this is the end of an evil era. Everything's happening for a reason. That's why you don't get caught up in certain things. Everybody may have went and voted and it didn't go your way. It happened for a reason. Those people who's in those positions are going to be held accountable for everything that people did before them. So, again, they may not have been in the office when people was out here lying, cheating, stealing, but they going to go down for them. You better be cautious of the position that you choosing and the people that you choosing to be connected with, because the end of an evil era is here. The only people who's going to survive is those people of light and who know who they are. The people who's going to stand solid, never get shaky. Certain people that's not going to speak up unless God tells them to. Certain people that knows what moves they supposed to make based upon some shit that they see intuitively, not based upon what people tell them to do. People want to know how you going to get spared, because I'm trying to tell you some shit's happening. I try to tell you people are going to be getting slaughtered left and right. And you may not see it. You may be like, damn, so-and-so wasn't bad, but so-and-so, you don't know what they was doing behind closed doors. So-and-so had that warning too. But if you chose not to listen to God, then that means who are you listening to? The devil. That's on you. You chose your side when you chose to go against God. You chose your side when you chose to dim your light. So you better get your ass away from those people for those consequences too. Come. You better get yourself away before those floods form. Because if not, your ass getting swept away. Ain't nobody throwing out no life jacket of you. Because you had an opportunity to be up on higher ground, but you chose to dibble and dabble with those lower people that was lower than you. So chosen ones, right now, get your ass together. I don't care if nobody accepts you. I don't give a damn if you got one friend left. I don't care if you got 3 friends left. That Son, God, and the Holy Ghost. I don't care if you got nobody but your ancestors and God standing behind you. Because if they standing behind you, nobody can try you. Be okay with isolating to elevate, chosen ones. This your time. I'm trying to tell you, don't be fearful. You look these motherfuckers in their eye, they gonna look away. You look these motherfuckers who try, man, listen, they done. And every time they try to use your picture or look through your eyes, they will see their own demise. And when you see their demise, just know that your uprise is here. I love y'all so much. Listen, I got to get up off here because I got some readings to do. Know that I love you. I believe in you. I know you're going to do anything you put your mind to. You understand me? We're going to do some affirmations. Let's do some affirmations real quick before we get off of here. I got my singing bowl. And y'all got to excuse me. My hands is definitely blue. They got stained. But let's do our affirmations. All right. Let's go. I am divinely protected. I am divinely respected. I am in control of my destiny. I co-create with the Creator. I call all my energy back. I call judgment on anyone working against me. I call judgment on anyone sending out bad energy. I am love. I am light. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am abundant. I am confident. I am surrounded by my true soul tribe. I am who I am, and I'm happy to be me. All right, I love y'all so much. Let me get off of here. Please remember, I'll never reach out to you for a reading, all right? Because again, just like I talk to you on here, I'm not sugarcoating shit. So I'm not going to reach out to you for a reading. You can only book your reading through the link in my bio, all right? Anybody reach out to you, that's not me, so please block them. Also, take this time to please make sure that you clicking on the correct pages, all right? I only got one TikTok, one YouTube, and one Instagram. Please make sure you following the correct Instagram because I'm going to start posting some shit on there just so I can get those followers up so that those fake pages don't finesse you, all right? Know that I love you so much. I appreciate all y'all's likes, all y'all's love, all y'all subscribes. You understand me? All y'all support. I appreciate you. I'm so glad that we was aligned. Just know I'm going to upload this live a little later on my YouTube. So again, just make sure your notifications on, all right? But I love y'all so, so much. Y'all better stand solid in this. Don't be out here doing deals with these dingy ass devils, all right? Y'all got it. If y'all need me, you know how to reach me, babies. Y'all be great.